So if you're watching this video, my guess is that you're either a car dealer or an agency who works with car dealers who's lied on their resume, essentially. This video tells you how to do everything. So from the catalogue creation, best-in-class marketing tips for dealers, and then also how to actually run the ads, set up your database, okay? If I ramble during the video, I do apologise. It was filmed at about 11 at night. Now, only reason I filmed it is because I haven't actually seen anyone show you exactly how to do it all. They say, do this, do that, do this, do that. No one's actually gone through the effort of actually showing you guys. Thought I would. So just for a bit of backstory, I'm Daryl from DealerLaunch. I'm the CEO. I've been running 43 campaigns for car dealers, or 43 separate car dealers campaigns for the last 4 years. Obviously down below as well, there is a cheat sheet. So if you go into that cheat sheet, full transparency, it will collect your data just because I want to verify that people are car dealers. And again, full transparency, it does opt you into marketing. Obviously, if you have any issues with the video, let me know down below. I don't often record, not a big fan of it. But yeah, obviously, go through it step by step. It'll all be broken down nicely. Pause it at certain points where you need to pause it, and then go from there. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Enjoy. So just for clarity, this video was shot and then slowed down after in post. What we're looking at here is business.facebook.com, which is the Meta Business Suite. Now, there's two assumptions, first of all, before I break it down. You have an Instagram page and a Facebook page linked using Meta Accounts Manager. Okay, so the first step to doing this is you need to go to the All Tools down the left-hand side and then click on the Commerce. Now, I have got some set up from clients we're working with at the moment. However, obviously, I'll go through the actual process of doing this. So yours might look slightly different. It will prompt you immediately to bring up the page of what it is after. So just inside of this here, you want to go to Add Catalog. And this is a screen that you will see first time around, okay? What this catalog is it allows you to keep inventory rotating. Okay, so you advertise the full inventory as opposed to one car. However, I'll show you how to break it down as well. Just make sure you select auto. Don't go with vehicle models and offers. It complicates a lot of the process. Just go with vehicles. Now this catalog, inside of here, there's a data set. So if you've got a developer who's already hooked you up with a website up with some sort of CSV monitoring, some sort of system to track which inventory you've got, we can always hook that up. Again, that's sort of more specialized. This is for the smaller dealer, under 100 cars in the lot. I would recommend doing this. Any more and it will be very time consuming to actually set it all up. Obviously, if you are a smaller dealer, it's perfectly okay, but this is how we look to grow. Obviously, you need marketing to grow your business. Everybody knows you need to spend money to make money, right? Now, inside of here, there's something called sets. I'll go over this very shortly. I just want to go through the actual database setup first. So on the left-hand side, you go into data sources. Yours will look exactly like mine now. Go down to data sources and data feed. This is basically an RSS feed. I won't overcomplicate it. Basically, it keeps track of what inventory you've got and what stock is available. Nice and simple. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, click download template and then .csv. And as you can see, it will have downloaded a nice CSV file. Open a new tab in your browser and just type in sheet.new. This is Google Sheets, basically a free Excel online. All you need is a Google account. And I'll go over everything inside of here and exactly what I'm doing. And again, just try and break it down bite-sized chunks so that it's easy to understand. I get that it's not the easiest thing to get along with. I get that it can be quite difficult at times. But the whole idea is to make it fairly simple. So go into File and then Import. And when it actually loads, the next step is to go into Upload. Now what we're going to do, we're going to import and upload the file that we just downloaded. So you see me do that here. It downloads, it's basically a template file, which makes things a lot simpler. There are a few edits to make, and you will have to input a lot of data on this if you've got between the 50 to 100 car mark, which is where we like our clients to sit when we first start with them, because then there's a trackable growth. Obviously, if you've got more, if you've got less, we can still help. However, this is ideal for that sort of range. So instead of paying for your magazine and ads and stuff like that, the best place to market is across Facebook and Instagram, because that's where 62% of car sales happened, used car sales, should I say, in 2023. Just waiting on it to load. Again, this is slowed in post, so if there's any delay, I do apologise. I'm no public speaker, definitely don't do TED Talks. Just like to give as much value as possible. Now this is the actual spreadsheet itself. Now I'm going to run it down. So obviously inside of here you can see that we have title, description, price, URL, body style, and this is something that I'll go over. Just get rid of loom that keeps appearing. So the title is what's going to be sold as a car. So in here there's a nice example of Ford. Now what I'm doing here, just for reference, is I'm getting the URL from the car listing, okay, on the website. So if you don't have a website, it's good practice to set one up. However, you can do it all manually. It's not going to be ideal if you had to do it manually. If you have a website, it is much easier. You drop that into the URL. I'll go over the rest of the stuff as soon as we've done this, but this is how you upload a URL. And what this does is it allows it to link directly to that page, okay? And there's variables. I'll go over how to set them up exactly in the Ads Manager very shortly when we're actually doing a campaign build out. And I'll go over the metrics and everything that you should look out for as a car dealer. Now, just as a warning, do not follow this moron's advice right now. This is Daryl from the future. Looking back at this was silly. Don't duplicate this stuff. Just leave it. You only need one photo. Stick with the near side right. There's a cheat sheet down below on exactly what photos you should take for social media purposes. Just follow them. But stick with one photo, near side front, and everything should be okay. Sorry. And then there's a video guide as well. So you do a walk around of the vehicle. And there's a nice CapCut template, completely free. You just walk around the car and it will cut it perfectly. So there's no more hiring video editors, no more messing about with photography. We try and make it nice and simple. Each photograph will take about 12 seconds to get. Now, what you want to do here is just change the image. So image. Again, kindly ignore me. I'm a little bit rusty. Do this all the time, so I just go into autopilot when I'm doing stuff. You don't need to do this. You don't need to duplicate it. Stick with the one. Stick with the one image. Everything will be okay. Just make sure it's a near side front, low angle. Show off the accentuate the curves of the car. Now what this does best for selling. Now to actually get the image, you need to right click and copy image address from your website again. This way it's all uniform, so they see that exact car, they see that first photo in the ad, and then they see it on your website as well. Now obviously you want some technical specifications and stuff in there, but that's something we can add fairly shortly. And then the whole idea is you go front side, near side front, off side rear, front, back, door, side. So you have all around the car, odometer with the car turned on to show no engine lights, front seats, back seats, boot space, any additional extras. Again, this is all laid out in the posting plan in the free details below, link in description. Feel free to check it out. If not, it's perfectly fine, I do understand, but there is a case study in there for a dealership called Prestige, Bailey's Prestige Auto, which is brilliant. Now I'm just highlighting the condition. Obviously, this is graded 1 to 5 as per auction standards. Not entirely sure about the states. I believe it is still 1 to 5. 1 being mint, 5 being awful. Excellent, good, Average, below average, poor is typically how it goes over here. And that's a typical auction standard. Just for some backstory, I actually used to market for one of the biggest car auctions in the UK. This is how I got into this sort of game. Now you want to drop your main URL inside of the URL, and then you want to make sure that everything lines up. So just make sure you're reading everything above here. So you've got VIN, registration, transmission, fuel type, vehicle type, privacy policy. Now this is important. You want to actually find a privacy policy in here. Now this client doesn't have one. They never had one. They never wanted to have one. We built their website. We recommended they have one. Still didn't want one. Not an awful lot we can do. It is what it is. However, watching this back, glaringly obvious, it's right at the bottom. So we make one up in here and we just copy paste that in. The idea of the privacy policy is it makes your ads run a lot longer before there's any sort of issues. Quite commonly ads get taken down, especially if there's stuff like finance or credit being offered for cars. Offer that on your website, not the actual advert, and you'll be fine. Legal disclosure, again, just drop privacy policy, or if you have a legal document on your website, just drop the link in there. Again, this is fairly key to the advertising. Everything else is fairly self-explanatory. So you've obviously got here all the bits and bobs you need to sell the car. So the optional extras. Now, another key thing to do is make sure you name it something that you remember, and then press the share button. Now, under general access, you want to change it to anyone with this link is an editor. There's a good reason for that. Now, further down the line, I'm going to show you how to make this automated. So you don't have to come in and add a new car or remove a car every single time. But just make sure that it's on editor, anyone with the link, and then just copy the link and save it for a second. I'm just showing you through these details again. Obviously, a lot of them are self-explanatory. If there are any questions, obviously ask below. For make and model, body style, just make sure body style lines up, because that's one that we use very frequently. So truck, hatchback, sedan, saloon. And when you sell a car, just go in, right click the entire row. So you can see me right click row 3, delete row. What that does is it will remove the car from the listing. It will bump the next one up, and it will update on the advert as it goes. There are more advanced ways of doing it. This is just the easiest way. Drop that URL into the user URL or Google Sheets, and then just press save. Here I messed it up, obviously, because I named them, etc. You won't do this. It's perfectly fine. Don't worry too much. You won't get this error. If you do, just press next. It doesn't really matter all that much. Now, this is the key thing here. So there's a data feed schedule which will update hourly. The reason it updates hourly is obviously as you sell stock, as you get more stock in, you can update it, and it'll automatically update on the hour, every hour on Facebook. Now this allows the ads to run. The reason we do this is because if you're running the ads like one car at a time, you'll quickly run out of money. In their overview as well, there is a request update. So when you add a new car, just request a new update. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and it's best practice, is under sets. Now, what you want to do is you want to press on create set. A set is basically the way we segregate our cars. So how we typically do it is with filtering by body style. So that comes up automatically. Body style is any of these. So you just want to name it something. I think I'll call it first time cars, because a lot of people who drive hatchbacks, they're first time cars. Just the nature of it. It's either a Fiat 500, Fiat Punto, Nissan Micra, something like that. Something small, engine. I do actually make a comment to it. And then what you want to do, you want to find the body type, and they'll already be there. So truck, hatchback, saloon, sedan, boat if you sell boats, aeroplane if you sell aeroplane. And then you want to create and leave. What this does is it creates an additional set. Now the next important thing is the pixel. So what you want to do is press this button here, creating, nope, forgot that just brings up the help, apologies, connect to tracking. Now, yours will pop up with create a pixel. This is just a dummy one that I've built. It's not actually linked up to anything, but I do actually link it up in a couple minutes just to show you how easy it actually is. A lot of people panic at this part. It's really not hard. However, bear in mind, when I'm doing it, I use an app called Go High Level where we host some websites for clients. Now, the thing of it is, you probably won't use that. You will have a different, it's usually WordPress, Wix. If a developer's built it, just ask them what is in and ask them to add this pixel to it. There are other tools. Again, I'll make some more videos down the line showing you exactly how to do this. So I'm just going to load up Go High Level and then actually drop the code in. But if you go back to Events Manager, once the pixel's actually set up, and you can close off of your database now, you don't need it open. Don't be one of them people with 100 tabs open. The amount of entrepreneurs I see doing that, it is unreal. Most of the videos I've watched this week, just people with thousands of tabs open. Don't know how they do it. Now, as you see, I'm putting in here update and delete, as you see, as you need as cars sell or are purchased. Old me was a little slow last night. Good fun, right? And as it says, you might already have something like this. So you might have a website, a server that stores the data for you. Now you can link that up, you just need the sharing URL. Again, this is something I will go over exactly how to get. They might just be short videos, okay? They won't be long videos like this one. This is to show you how we do it at DealerLaunch and why it differs to how most people run ads. And the other thing we do is we try and buy you more cars. Now, sorry, I digress. Back to Pixel. What you want to do is you want to set up web events, meta pixel, and then connect. And then install the code manually. Don't panic, it's fairly simple. You can do partner integration, which does make it a little bit easier because there's a guide. If you're with like Wix, WordPress, just see what website builders are actually accepted on there, and obviously you can use that. Again, back to my previous point, while this loads, this might just take a couple seconds. The whole idea is to advertise your entire inventory based down on the set. Because certain people are going to want hatchbacks, certain people are going to want saloons, certain people are going to want estate cars. And the more segregated it is, the more pixel data it gets. This is what a pixel does, is it generates data and it finds out as much as possible about people. Just for reference, this is one of our client accounts, I will apologise. I'm just using it as a demonstration for how easy it is to actually install a pixel. It's nothing too bad to worry about. My voice also cuts out during this. Again, quick apologies. Got a cough. Go into the actual settings of your website and there will be something in there almost guaranteed called header tracking code / head, and just dump the pixel data in there. Just copy and paste it across. As you can see here, I've already got one installed on this. It's working, it's firing, and you just want to press save. Awesome. Now you want to just press continue on the pixel. Don't turn on automatic advanced matching. And then there's an event setup tool. Because mine isn't actually working, it doesn't allow me to use this. Again, it will be a video for a later date. It's fairly straightforward. All you got to do is type in your website URL, press open website, and then take the action you want your ideal client to take and label it as a lead. The tool itself is fairly self-explanatory, but you want to log the event on the second option, I believe it is. It's like a drop down as a lead once you've actually gone through the process. So whether that's a lead capture form, intent capture form, most people will have that on their website. Now the fun part, you want to go into your Meta Business Suite and then into your Ads Manager. Again, I'm just closing these just for sake of, I like a nice clean one. That's the entire database setup done. Now, this may take you obviously a little while longer, because you're going to have 50 to 60 cars to set up, we do it. It usually takes us about an hour per 25 cars. But once it's done, it's just a case of updating it. There is automations you can do. We actually run automations for it. All the automations are basically free to run. They cost about $70 a month. You just fill in a Google form every time you get a new car, updates on our server. And what it does, it feeds straight back to your website. It feeds straight back into the ads. It just runs flawlessly. Now I'm just going to quickly show you how to set up a new ad account. So obviously if you don't have one, what you want to do, you want to go to the Ads Manager or the Settings of Business Suite, You just want to go down to Ads Accounts on the left-hand side and then create a new one. Now I can't because I've got too many. I'm not in the agency account currently. Just follow the instructions. It takes about 3 minutes. Now to add someone, you want to go into People, Invite People, and then type their email. This is if you've got someone managing it for you, be it wife, partner, media buyer, freelancer, agency. Okay. And I'll talk you through the best practices and why we do things the way we do here. Just ignore this. Don't give full control to anyone other than yourself. Go into Assign Business Assets and just click the ones that are relevant. So you will have an Instagram page, Facebook page, ad account, catalog, and pixel by the time you're done. This is 5 things that you want to be checking. If not, rewind the video, see where you went wrong. You want to give full control on ad accounts. The Instagram you won't be able to. There's not a lot you can do. You want to give full control on the page itself, full control on the pixel. Again, full control on the catalog. This is so that we can fix things if things go wrong. Full control. Now, obviously, I've got a lot of catalogs because these are for different clients and different offers and different things that we do in-house. And then you just want to press continue. Just ignore the warning and send invitation. They'll get an email invitation. Good practice. Just let them know they've done it. This actually takes about 30 seconds. I don't know why people overcomplicate onboarding. Again, it's not something that's too hard. And as you see, it says invited. Just make sure it says invited. We're good to go. Now, inside of here, this is the actual Ads Manager. So it's adsmanager.facebook.com or All Tools Ads Manager. Now we're actually going to create the campaign now. So just press on Create, obviously. Green button. Fairly hard to miss, I think. Now, there's obviously a lot of different things here. Keep it on auction. Awareness is for branding. Traffic is for website clicks. Engagement is for video views or comments. Leads is the key one. Okay. App promotion is obviously if you've got an app. And sales is another key one. So sales are direct sales. Okay. There's usually a shorter sales cycle, but we use leads to gather the data and then use AI to nurture those leads. And make sure you always press manual leads campaign. Now, make sure it is leads, manual leads campaign. Don't go for the fancy flashy one. It doesn't actually work all that well. Don't believe it. Now, this is the Ads Manager left-hand side. You've got your, at the top to bottom, campaign, ad set, ad. Name the campaign name. In the middle, your dealership name. Again, just follow this through, flick back through, slow down the fucking video. Just make sure everything is fairly clear for you guys. Now, everything else you can ignore. Go into the ad set itself. And this is where the targeting and everything does. Now, we recommend leaving it open. And you want to call it something like your hatchbacks or your trucks or your vans. And I do this later, show you how to duplicate it, don't worry. And you want to change this from instant forms to website. So you can either have a form on Facebook or a form on your website or a website lead capture thing. Just make sure you actually select website. Ignore the right hand side. That will disappear in a second and moan at me about something else, I'm sure. Now, what you want to do, you want to select the pixel. Just make sure your pixel is selected. Mine already is. Yours should be. It should automatically see that you've only got one pixel. If not, just make sure it's actually working. Now you want to set up conversion for lead. Remember, we set it up with the tool. If you haven't done that, if you're struggling with that, again, there'll be a short video guide, maybe about 5-10 minutes long. I'll go over exactly how to do a pixel installation on a website. Now inside Let me just get rid of these tooltips because they pop up every time. These will annoy you. I would recommend a $20 to $25 a day budget. Best sort of range to go for. Now, under audience controls, what you want to do, you want to change this to your location. So I choose a local dealership, Michael Wick's Garage. And then you want to expand as far as you can. I would recommend going full country if you're in the UK or Ireland, or a smaller country. If you're in a bigger country, I'd pick 5 or 6 spots in a massive radius. So I'd build a really, really big radius. What this does is it gets the most amount of people inside the audience definition on the right. You want to aim for anywhere from 1.8 to 3 million. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of people, but people do travel to buy cars. Switch this off, just make sure it's use original audience. I always do this. I don't believe in the other things. Facebook, unfortunately, doesn't really know what it's doing. Don't try and target too advanced. Okay, don't mess with targeting, because Facebook has an artificial intelligence program built in that will find your ideal buyers. So just leave everything as it is. No demographics, none of this. It used to work, doesn't really anymore. What is important is manual placements. Because we have no videos, there's not much point advertising in places where there's videos. It doesn't convert very well. So make sure you tick off audience network and messenger. So the only 2 checked should be Facebook and Instagram. Now I'm going to go through them. Facebook feed, yes. Instagram feed, yes. Turn off Facebook video reels. Leave the rest turned on. Turn off Instagram reels. Turn off Facebook reels. Leave the other 2 on. And if you do it exactly how I say, there should be no confusion on this part. It's all fairly simple. Turn off in-stream ads for videos and reels. Get rid of them. And that should be it. Now, here's the interesting part, and here's the part where I will try and go in as much detail as I can. Hopefully keep up with old me doing this. Leave the ad set name. It literally doesn't matter. I think I change it. Not sure why. Just do. No idea. Obviously, I'll just call it advert 1. Make sure you manually select your Instagram account, because by default, it will not be selected. Just make sure you actually select this. Again, ours is DealerLaunch.co. Please give us a follow. I would really appreciate it. Now, what you want to do, you want to go to Ad Setup and change it to Catalog. Now, obviously, this is going to pull from the stock database that we built earlier. And you'll see it reflect on the side. Maybe not, because I don't think I set it all up properly. And you want to change the format to Carousel. This is where they can flick through 7 or 8 photos of it as it is. Now, inside the ad creative, just make sure you change this. Just for reference, earlier on when I said you need to have the other images, you don't actually need to. I'm going to actually put something on the screen to say you don't actually need to do this. Don't do this, please. Now, here's important. You want to select the vehicle set. So if you're doing hatchbacks, obviously pick hatchbacks. I don't think I actually set it up properly in this one, so I'll just go to another one. It should be inside of this one. Now, I might mess this up a couple times trying to do it. Never mind. Sometimes it just takes a while. Just give it a second. While it loads warnings and all sorts of stuff. Don't worry about turning on special ad category. You want to change this to slideshow. Now, inside of headline, you want to make sure that it lines up with title. So the part where it said 2017 Ford Focus, you want to make sure that that lines up. Just click the plus, select title. Feed link description, click the plus, select description. Now these are variables. Basically, they'll autofill on every ad. Again, this is infinitely scalable. You can have like 1 million cars in your inventory. Wouldn't recommend it, probably not the best idea. And then just make sure the creatives are correct. Now you want 1 creative per 1 car just because that's the nature of it. and then they can go to your website based off that car. I would recommend near side front for that photo. Best angle on a car. It's how most people do. Now, inside of this primary text, the thing that you want to write is about your dealership. So if you're family run, that's brilliant. Any unique selling points you can think of, or any direct copy that you can think of, write it in here. Write about your dealership, write about the cars you sell, write about any offers you've got on. This is what appears at the top of the advert. So it's what hooks them in and gets them to search. And then change the call to action, this drop down here, to learn more. This is a soft call to action, so they're more inclined to click it. Now here's the important part. Website, destination, deep link to website. You want to click the plus and then locate where it says URL, Uniform Romeo Lima. And what this does is, as they select a car from their carousel and click on it, it'll take them directly to that page. Okay? Can't stress it enough. It's a really, really, really solid system. Just make sure that your metapixel is actually working, linked up and everything. Mine's not. Yours will be. There'll be nothing else to do on it. Just make sure it's green. Now, inside of here, you want to click the actual ad set. So the middle one here, and quickly duplicate. Now I use an example here of trucks. You can do whatever you need to. If you want to do it by manufacturer, it works. Hatchback, it works. Hatchback, body style, apologies, fuel style, auto or manual, stick or whatever they call it. Electric, hybrid. Break it down by what makes sense for your dealership. I recommend body type, because usually that's what buyers look for in certain things. Now, I'm just double checking I've actually got things set up right here. Okay, so I think I do. Maybe I selected the wrong one. Now, obviously this is going to give you the most amount of data. Now, data is crucial when it comes to customer building, customer interactions and growth. Data is what's going to drive your dealership to huge heights. Doesn't matter how good the marketing is. If you don't have data, it's pointless. Okay? So gain as much data as possible. All right, cool. Yep. Just making sure that works. Now, inside of here, you want to change this one. And this is for tracking purposes. It makes life a bit easier. You don't want to be opening this a year down the line, have 1, 2, 3, 4, not know what it is. You want to call this like trucks, lorries, vans, motorcycles, scooters, whatever. Literally whatever. Does not matter. But then you want to go back to the advert. And what you want to do, you want to scroll down until you find the item sets. Again, this is underneath of add creative, catalog, and then vehicle set. And you just want to select whichever one marries up to whichever ad set you're creating. Ideally, you're going to have about 10 of these. So you need to duplicate and replicate this same process about 10 times. Depends on your stock. Depends how much you've got stocked. Again, anything over 100, I'd recommend getting some sort of automated software for it, or even over 50. But again, an hour should allow you to do about 30 cars, meaning if you got 50 cars, it's going to take about an hour and 40 minutes. It's just a copy-paste game. Again, it's all fairly self-explanatory. You just want to back out of the ad once you've done it all, and just hit that top right button, review and publish. If you haven't set up payment details, it will prompt you now to set up those payment details. I hope this has been of some value, and I'm just going to hop to the outro. So thank you. So yeah, that's basically it. Obviously, if there's any questions, let me know in the comments below. I will be replying. Hopefully this gets some sort of acknowledgement, just because it is what it is. But there's not many people actually telling you how to run the Facebook ads and how to do it very well. This is the most efficient way to get leads for your dealership through Facebook and Instagram. I won't have all the fluff. I've tried to make it as fluff free as possible. I hope you appreciate that. Now, obviously, I do have something to sell you. Okay, so if you've watched this far, you're obviously engaged, you're interested, you're looking to run Facebook ads. What we offer is a full build out package of this. So we will not only build your ads, We'll build your marketing SOPs, we'll build your sales SOPs, we'll build your sales bot, AI nurture systems, automatic review, reinstatement. We will basically look at your dealership from a digital level and break it down step by step. Now, inside the cheat sheet below as well, there's some of the SOPs that we run by. Now, it's managed to take us, some of our dealerships, from running out of a yard, for instance. My favourite case study, he ran a small dealership with 10 cars out of a yard. Within 9 months, he was running from a 25-car showroom, and he's just bought a second one. So there's now 50 cars in his lot that he can sell. We tripled his revenue, halved his sales cycle time. So the whole idea of this marketing is to cut your sales cycle time by a lot. Now, obviously, the issue with that is there's a lot of running around between getting a car and selling a car. Mechanics, MOTs, whatever you've got to do, you've got to do. It's part of selling cars. We try and make the turnover time from when you buy that car to sell that car as short as possible. So it solves every cash flow issue that most dealers are currently facing. Again, obviously, check out the free stuff down below. If you want to book a call, it's all down there. You can book a call. No pressure. We do marketing audits in that call, so we'll go through everything that you've done, everything I've shown you in this video, make sure everything's set up fine. I think it's Lime Avenue, an event here. I don't remember. They're two quite popular. They're fairly easy to integrate, and again, I'll do 2 separate guides on how to integrate their catalogs and your website with it all. So yeah, thanks again. My name's Daryl from DealerLaunch CEO. Been helping car dealers for the last 5 years market and sell more cars. There's no point really overselling it, but I'm quite passionate about it myself. I've done this a lot, if you can't tell. So yeah, I'm sorry if my voice is quite drony. As I say, I'm getting over COVID at the moment. But yeah, thanks guys. Have a good day.